not a doubt. Let's jump right into it. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you guys are watching from. If it's your first time coming on a live with me, my name is Sarah, and I'm based here in Toronto. I'm an entrepreneur and motivational speaker, inspirational speaker. And we talk about a lot of different topics on these lives every week. We talk about things like personal development, growth, purpose, mindset. We're going to be setting goals, achieving goals this year. Like 2020 is not going to be like any other year we've had, right? We've already made that declaration. 2020 is going to be better. 2020 is going to be the year. So we talk about stuff like that. If you have any specific topics, now, today's topic was suggested by someone. Someone commented and said, could you talk about personal growth and development? So if you have a topic that you're interested in me talking about on our lives, then just go ahead, type it into the comments. I go back and I read all of your comments, okay guys? All of them. So type in the comments, because the things that you guys want me to talk about, I go through and I try to plan them for each of the lives. So I had a few people mention personal development and growth, so we're going to talk about that today, okay? So make sure you type in any question you have, and again, I will do my best to answer it. Let's jump into it. Personal development, personal growth, it is so important, and there are so many different mindsets and things that you need to move forward, to achieve your goals, to be successful, most definitely. But there are four very particular things that I wanted to focus on for today's live, because I feel like you could have the other things, but without these four specific ways of thinking and doing things, I feel like you're gonna have a harder time in life. You're gonna have a harder time achieving your goals. So I have four, okay? Four. And I want you to stay open, okay? Because you might hear something that I say today and think, ugh, whatever, I don't want to hear that, But that's the problem. You want to hear some new fancy thing. It's nothing new and fancy. It's the same thing that people have been saying years and years and years and years. It's just now you need to actually take action, okay? You need to stop putting it aside and saying, oh, that's just whatever. No, it's not whatever. It's important, okay? So the first one, I got them written down so I don't go off on a tangent. Gratitude. Gratitude, okay? And I'm going to tell you what I mean specifically with each one, and we're going to go into details, and I'm going to give you things that you can go leave this live and do, okay? Because we're all about action. So, gratitude. My thinking is this: if I'm not grateful and appreciative of what I currently have, why would I be blessed with more? Right? If you're constantly complaining about what you don't have, what you wish you had, what you hope to have, and you're never sitting back and really looking at your life and saying, you know what? I may not have all the things I want right now. I might not be where I want to be right at this very moment, but I'm better than I was last year or 5 years ago. Count the specific things. They could be small things, they could be big things, it doesn't matter. Say them out loud. You don't have to do it when people are around if it feels weird. I get up every single morning, okay? First thing when I wake up in the morning, I don't even get out of bed yet. I lay there and I close my eyes and I'm thankful. I thank God. I just thank God and myself and the people in my life. I just go through it specifically. Like I say, I'm just grateful that I'm at the place that I'm at. I'm grateful for XYZ, the changes that have happened in my life. I'm grateful for the people that have come into my life. I'm grateful for the people that left, right? Gratitude, because you need to understand something. Like, just imagine it from a very simple perspective, okay? If I had something, say that I had a glass of water and I gave you this water, and you take the water and you never say thank you, you just take it and you go about your business. You just take it. Every time I give it to you, you just take it. You take it. And then when I'm around you, I hear you complain that, oh, no one ever gives you anything, and oh, I wish I had this, and oh, I wish I had that, and why does she get this, and why does he have that, and I can't have it? How do you think I'm gonna feel thinking to myself, well, I give you something every day. It may not be a lot, but I give you something every day that you need. I give you water every day. I come to you with a drink. I don't have to give it to you, but I give it to you. If you're not appreciative of the small things, why would God bless you with bigger things? Yes, no? How is it that I'm sorry for me to curse. Right? That's just how I look at it, guys. Like, you, both of us, all of us, because I'm not gonna lie, there are times, because we're all human, right? There are times when you're gonna have those moments, you're gonna think, man, this is taking too long. I wish I was further along. I've been working on this for so long, and you see David and Sandra pass you by doing things, and you kind of get in your feelings and you wonder, like, what? Like, what am I doing? What am I not doing? Right? Take that off your brain. I'm not saying don't feel it, because your feelings are valid. You're allowed to feel the way you want to feel, but don't stay there. Don't stay there. Anytime I feel that way, I let those feelings come. If I feel like, I feel like everybody's moving ahead except me, feel it. That's totally fine, right? But then, you know what you do? You flip it. How would I put it? You challenge that mindset. Every time it comes to your mind that, oh, you don't have enough, oh, you wish you had more, whatever, you say, you know what? Yeah, I do wish I was further along. And yes, I wish I had that, maybe that car or that house, or I wish I didn't live in this neighborhood. I wish I didn't have to deal with this thing. But you know what? I'm really happy for how far I've come, because 2 years ago, I remember when I was, and you say it to yourself. You tell yourself, you remember when you couldn't even afford to do this or do that, and now you're able to? Sometimes as we're achieving our goals, we forget to really take a moment to look and say, wow, we did it. We actually did it, before we move on to the next goal that we want to achieve. I'm a huge culprit of this. Just the other day, I posted on my Facebook page that I'm leaving certain things behind. Certain things in 2019, we're leaving that. I need to appreciate all the little wins, all the small things, right? Because those are the things that lead you to the big thing. And I need to sit back and say, you know what, Sarah, you've accomplished a lot. And even though this thing might seem small, it's the beginning of the big thing. So be appreciative of it. Be appreciative of it. Because then, I'm telling you, if you don't appreciate what you currently have when the big stuff come, it's not going to be satisfying to you. You think right now that, oh yeah, if you had all the stuff that you want, you'd be happy and you'd be good, but you won't. If you're not happy right now with what you currently have, you're not going to be happier with the big stuff. That happiness is going to be fleeting. It's going to last for a little bit, and then it's just going to... So work on your happiness and your gratitude today, currently where you are. Okay, what are your thoughts on that? I'm trying to read. True, you got to be appreciative. Absolutely. Gratitude, yeah. Let's see. Grateful customer. I understand that. Problems that I'm trying to go through these comments. Gratitude is a must. You're right, absolutely. I would like to know which tribe. I would like to know too. I'm not gonna lie, I did an ancestry DNA test, but I've been hearing that it's not the best one to do to find out your African roots. So someone suggested another company, I can't remember the name of it, and they specifically tell you where in Africa you're from, what tribe, and all that stuff. So follow my YouTube channel, The Unchained CEO, because that's where I would post the results for that when I do that video. So yeah, I'd love to know what tribe I'm from too. Okay, let's see. Yes. Okay, so let's go. Do you allow questions? Yes, I do allow questions, but just remember, keep them within what we're talking about, preferably today, which is about personal development and growth. And if you have a topic that you want me to talk about for the next live or one of the other lives, just type it in the comments. And even if I don't see it now, I will go back and look at them. Oh, thank you. Gratitude is always a motivative tool to success. Absolutely. You need it. Like, not even gonna lie to you. It may seem simple, but I'm telling you, work on that. Here's what you do. Like I said, get up in the morning, even if it's just one thing. It could be the simplest thing. Thank you that I'm able to get up and go out and do the things that I need to do to achieve my goals, even if it's just that. And at night, I do the same thing at night. I reflect on the day and I look back and I'm like, you know what? I'm really grateful that I was able to do that thing today. I said I was gonna do it and I did it, because that's a huge thing, right? So some people have like a gratitude journal, they'll write things down. I used to do that, I don't do that anymore. I find, for me, it works best to wake up first thing in the morning, and right before I go to sleep, I just literally count my blessings, small, large, everything. So whatever works for you, okay? Do that, but gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. So let's go into the second one that I think is super important. Okay, listen up. Okay, guys? You need to learn to overcome your fears. And when I say fears, I'm talking specifically about the ones that are holding you back from your success. Now, my niece, she is like deadly afraid of dogs, right? Deadly afraid of dogs. Now, that fear in particular is not hindering her in terms of her career and her life goals and things like that. It may be a little hard, you know, when she visits Jamaica, like her boyfriend literally carries her on his back when they go certain places because there's dogs everywhere. But it's not hindering her in her career and in her life, right? But there are certain fears that we have, and it's stopping us from moving forward and doing the things that we want to do. So for example, maybe you're afraid of failing. That's a huge one for a lot of people. You're afraid that if you fail, you won't be able to start over, or people will laugh at you, or people will think, you're worried about what people will think. That's another fear. Or maybe you're afraid that you will succeed and now everybody's gonna want something from you. Remember that there are certain fears, like, okay, I always use myself as an example. So when I first was starting out, like 10 years ago, one of the things that made it really difficult for me is that I was afraid of looking stupid. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was afraid of looking stupid. I was afraid of putting all my time and energy into something and it didn't work out exactly the way I wanted to. Like, if I told my family or if I told my friends that, yeah, this is the thing that I'm gonna do, and then that didn't end up happening, I was afraid that I was gonna look stupid in front of the people whose opinion actually matters to me, right? I was so afraid of that because my family, they don't play. Like, they don't pretend like, oh yeah. No, they will tell you straight, like, oh, no, why'd you do that, right? So I'm trying to read some of the comments at the same time, guys. Yes, the issue of facing your fears is good to go. If you're starting up something small, even when it's in their family, yeah, they believe in how they will look. Yes, yes, yes. That's a huge fear. You're afraid of how people are going to look at you. You're afraid that people might judge you if you mess up or if you don't do what you said you were going to do when you said you were going to do it, and all those different things. But understand that a lot of those fears that you have are hindering you. They're slowing you down. And now I'm a firm believer in starting and moving at your own pace and doing something, but you've got to, minus social anxiety. Okay, I'm going to talk about that. You have to move forward, okay? You have to. And it could be small things. So even if, for example, that social anxiety that this person is talking about, think about it like this. This is how you're going to overcome your fear, okay? This is the best way that I know how, and this is what worked for me. You have to slowly introduce yourself to the thing that you're afraid of. It's like you're desensitizing yourself to it. So every time you try to do it, you get a little better. So for example, I am not that great when it comes to flying. I don't like the feeling that I get when I fly. Back in the day, it was way worse. Like, I would say it was a form of anxiety because I would dread having to get on a plane to go anywhere. But if you look at it, in business, in the line of work that I'm in, and the stuff that I want to do with my brand, like I would have to fly and go places. So that would hinder my progress. That would hinder opportunities that would come my way. Like say that someone says, hey Sarah, could you speak here? If the only way to get there is to fly, and I'm afraid to fly, I would probably turn it down. And a lot of you are turning down great opportunities because of some of your fears, right? So here's what I did. I decided that I needed to, maybe the fear wouldn't fully go away, but I needed to control it a little bit better. I was not gonna let it take over my life and stop me from doing the things that I wanted to do. So I would book flights, I would travel and all these things, and I would do the little things that I needed to do to feel more comfortable. So when I fly, I always try to get a window seat because for some reason, it makes me feel more comfortable sitting by the window. I have control of what I can see and what I don't want to see. When I fly, I download, right? I download movies, TV shows, all that stuff to kind of like distract myself because I don't like the idea of having to take pills or medication to like fall asleep or whatever. So I don't do that route. If I can distract myself by watching a movie or watching a TV series or something, that's what I'll do. And the other thing I do is I try my best to always take direct flights. So if I could just take off and land one time, that's best. So desensitize yourself to it. Go a little bit every time. Like I wasn't going to far places. Like I was going places that were maybe 4 hours away, 3 hours away, 2 hours away, and just getting my body and my mind used to that feeling that I hate, and recognizing that, guess what? You're okay. You're fine. You can do this. And each time I did it, I felt a little bit better. That now when I go on planes, don't get me wrong, I'm not fully like 100% not afraid anymore, but I feel way more comfortable to the point that if I don't get a window seat, I don't feel nervous. And if I didn't download enough movies or whatever for the flight, I don't feel like, oh my gosh. So desensitize yourself. So for the social anxiety one, for example, maybe you're afraid to network. You're afraid to actually go out there and talk to people. I get it. That it can be hard. No problem. Practice in your everyday life to start. So when you're just going to work, doing your regular old thing, just say hi to people. And I don't mean like you have to be weird and like go up to someone, but if someone makes eye contact with you, say hello or hi or whatever. Just say something. No commitment, no judgment, they're looking at you anyway, so just say hi. You just have to get your body and your mind used to it. The more you do it, the better you'll get at it. It may not 100% go away, but you will get better. You just have to keep putting yourself in that uncomfortable environment so your body and your mind gets used to it over time. Let me go through these comments. Let's see, let me go back. Some people confuse fear with shame. Yes, that's true. Okay, let's see. Yes, we're always afraid of people's judgments. Does fear work hand in hand with shame? I believe it does. It just depends on the individual and the fear too, right? My best way of getting out of fear is that a person that I look at in the mirror, I can explain to her everything and feeds back fine. My mirror. This is a long one. Sorry, guys. My bestie. That's great. See, everyone has their own approach, and that's the thing. You got to find what works for you. Maybe, but it comes. Okay, good. Some people are putting in some topics that they want me to talk about. Great. Success is not final. Failure isn't fatal. It's courage to continue that counts. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I'm afraid of my manager because of his communication. My biggest fear is presenting myself in public. Hey, I'm gonna tell you this. A lot of people are afraid to present themselves in public, but it starts with little things. So even if it means just showing up on social media every day, that's a small step towards eventually feeling more comfortable presenting to people like one-on-one or to groups in person. So even doing stuff like this, getting on your Facebook page and just doing live, who cares who comes and watches it? Like, when I started lives, no one was watching my lives, and I was just talking to the camera. It wasn't for them, it was for me. It was for me to get more comfortable just talking, you know, saying my thoughts out loud. So practice. And like my friend here said, practice in the mirror, talk to yourself. I'm telling you, look in the mirror, look into your eyes and talk to yourself. If you can't talk to yourself, trust me, you're gonna have a hard time talking to other people. Talk to yourself. You're not crazy. If you fear. Okay. So yeah, make sure, remember that some of your fears are going to hold you back if you continue year after year after year to not work on them. Avoiding them is not going to make it get better. What are the ways to stop being lazy? That's a whole other topic that I could talk on, but if I were to say one thing, what would be the best thing I would say? Because I get lazy too. Listen, you're gonna get lazy sometimes. You're gonna get lazy. As ambitious and driven as I am, I have my days when I'm like, I don't want to do that. But if you're doing that all the time, then there's a problem, because then you're not really getting moved forward, right? So then you have to ask yourself, how badly do you want the thing that you say you want? Do you want it more than you want sitting on the couch and watching Netflix? Do you want it more than hanging out with your friends all day, every day, or going out every weekend or whatever? Do you want it more than sitting on social media all day and just scrolling? You gotta ask yourself, like, how badly do you want it? Right? That would be one of my tips for combating laziness. Like, really sit down and evaluate the things that you want, the things that you're working on, and notice when it's time for you to do actual work. Notice if you're procrastinating often. Why are you procrastinating? Like, you have to be in that moment. So if you told yourself that you were going to, let's say that you have a blog that you want to start or something, and you say that you're going to write that like you're gonna publish an article every week or something. So you sit down now and you're ready to write out or type out your thoughts and everything, and then you just feel like, I don't want to do it. In that very moment, ask yourself, well, why don't you want to do it? Sorry, all these messages are coming in. Let me see if I can, there we go. Why don't you want to do it? Is it just because you feel tired physically right now? Are you mentally burnt out? Or, because sometimes procrastination and laziness, it's not because you're necessarily physically tired or mentally tired, it's because you're scared of something. It goes back to that fear thing. You're afraid. Maybe you're afraid that people might not like what you write. So every time, or maybe you say you want to start a YouTube channel and you don't start it because you're afraid that people might not like your content. Or you're afraid that no one will watch it. Don't worry. Every YouTuber has had that time when no one watches their videos. Don't worry about the people who don't watch your videos. You're aiming for the people that one day will. So just start and put yourself out there. But I can tell you this, once you start and the momentum builds, like you're every day doing a little bit and you build up that momentum, it gets easier. But you're still gonna have days when you're gonna be lazy and you're gonna procrastinate. So don't beat yourself up too much about that. Yes, please do a topic on how to overcome procrastination. Okay, I will add that to the list. If you fear to make losses, you'll never invest. Actually, successful people are those who never feared to make a loss. Is that true? Yeah, successful people aren't afraid to take risks. Like, especially if you're doing something that you've never done before, it is in and of itself a risk because you have no proof that you could actually do it. So absolutely, yes. I feel like in life in general, you're taking risks, but if you decide to go into business for yourself or tackle a project or whatever it is, yeah, you have to be okay with risk. And that is actually one of the mindsets that you need to develop to be successful as well. You have to be willing to take a risk because it's risky. It is. But the beautiful thing is taking the risk, whether you fail or you succeed, you learn. Because there's always going to be more risks you're going to have to take as you continue to work your way towards your goals. So don't be afraid that you're going to fail. If you fail, look at it like, okay, I just figured out a way to not do what I said I'm going to do. This is not a way to do it. Let's go back to the drawing board and figure out another way. That's one thing about successful people. When they want something, they go for it. So if they try it this way and it doesn't work, scratch that off, move to the next thing. It's the option of quitting is not an option. Quitting is never an option for anybody that you look up to who's successful. Read their stories. Go back to before they became big. Read their stories. Quitting was not an option for them. Most of them, it was this is what they wanted and that's what they were going for. They might have had different ways of getting there, but they knew what they wanted. So yes, let's keep reading. Just set a pace, draw plans, stick to them. You can as well find friends to help you out. Absolutely. It is true. Each loss is a lesson as long as you pick a leaf and keep going. Yes, just gotta keep going. For real, keep going. Okay. We're on track. Mindset number 3. Okay. I told you guys that these aren't going to be those super glitzy, glamorous tips that everybody wants, that everybody thinks there's this huge secret to being successful. No. It's those little things, those boring, mundane things that people don't want to do. Okay? So the third one is patience. Woo, patience. Patience, patience, patience. Understand that most things take longer than you think they're going to take. Okay? And If you go in understanding that they're not going to happen like that, you're better off. You're much better off. What are the, oh, wait, I'm trying to read the comments. What are the importance of communication skills? Oh, communication skills are very important. That's another topic. I will add that to the list, okay? Your YouTube channel name. Oh, my YouTube channel is The Unchained CEO. Let me see if I can put it in the comments. I'm gonna just put in the comments the Unchained CEO. There you go. So, yes, my YouTube channel name is The Unchained CEO. So, patience. You have to have patience, guys. Some of your goals are going to take longer than others, okay? Some might end up not taking as long as you had thought. That's great. And some might take a lot longer than you had initially planned. But in everything, you're going to need patience, because sometimes when you're trying to rush to do something, you get sloppy. You get sloppy. You miss things. You collaborate, you do deals that are shady because in your mind you're thinking you just want to get there, you just want to do it, you just want to get it done, right? But one of my things is, I think it's important that you have certain values that are personal to yourself. And one of mine, for example, is integrity, right? Three of my things, like my measuring sticks for myself, integrity, authenticity, and growth. So anything I'm doing, I look at those three things and I ask myself, okay, Sarah, is this honest? Are you being honest? Would you be proud tomorrow, 2 years from now, 10 years from now, if people saw this? Would it be in line with your integrity? Would you feel comfortable with this? Would your kids be able to look back at this and say, yeah, I'm proud of my mom? Or would my family feel disgraced to know that I did something like that? And I mean, when it comes to your character and you being honest with your business and your work and your project, being a person that someone can trust. So that was very important to me. And because of that, I find that anything I do, I have to have a lot of patience, because when you do things the right way, when you do things the honest way, it takes time. It takes time. You really have to be patient, because there's a lot of corners I could cut. Getting to where I am now, there's a lot of corners I could cut. But you know why? One of the reasons, not the only reason, but one of the reasons why my clients come to me, and they've been coming to me for the last 6 years, they trust me. They trust me. If I say I'm going to do something, I do it. If I give them a recommendation about something, I'm not just giving it to them because. I'm giving it to them because I feel it would strongly help them. And then they can make a decision from there. If I refer them somewhere, they know I've done my homework. They know I've done my research, so they feel comfortable, right? So, patience. You need to learn to wait. While you're working, wait. Learn to wait. So when the things that you're trying to do aren't coming like that, there's something that God is trying to teach you, something that you need to learn. And patience might be one of them, but there might be other things too that you need to learn, so that when you get to the big goal, the big vision, the big place, you're ready for it. You're ready for it. You have to be patient. Thank you for sharing with me such a wonderful message. You're welcome. Nelson, you're welcome. Thank you for coming on the live. Thank you so much. Patience. So how can you work on your patience? You're not gonna like it. Put yourself in situations where you have to wait. And wait. What do they say? Wait with a cheerful heart. When someone is trying to be patient and they're waiting and they're grumpy, like, oh, why is this taking so long? That's not true patience. You should be able to sit and be patient with a smile on your face. I'll give you an example. Even today, coming here, so in Toronto, we have the subway line. So I'm able to take the subway from where I live to my office. And I was sitting in the subway, and I'm just sitting there, chilling out, whatever. And it was going pretty slow. And a lot of times, I'll hear people like grunting, like, oh, why are they taking so long? I need to just get where I'm going, da 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 da. And I get it, you know, some people are in a hurry, they want to get to work, they have appointments that they have to make, and because they're so used to the subway going fast, as soon as it goes even a little bit slower than usual, their whole like body language, their whole temperament, everything changes because they're so used to everything being quick, 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 quick. Those are the moments when I practice patience. Now, I have a lot of patience, but I feel like you can never have too much. So those are the moments when I practice patience. So I sit there and I go back to gratitude. Gratitude. So I sit there in silence and I might listen to my music, or I'm listening to an audiobook or something. And I just say to myself, you know what, Sarah? Yeah, it's kind of annoying that the subway's going slow, but I'm just grateful that I don't have to drive to work every day in traffic like some of the people above ground. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that it doesn't take me long to get to work, even though the subway's being slow right now. I'm grateful that I can get up when I want to get up and go to work when I'm ready to go to work. No one's telling me when to go, when to leave, and all that stuff. Like I talk to myself and I say, gratitude, grateful things. That's another way that in the moment when you're feeling annoyed and you wish things would come quick, you're practicing gratitude and patience at the same time. Double whammy. Let's read some of these comments here. All right. I need to learn about how to play around with loans. Okay, that's another topic too. So the Unchained CEO is my YouTube channel and my Facebook page, yes. But you can also find me at Sarah Roxanne Watson. But yes, the Unchained CEO is the YouTube page. So yes, patience. Most things take longer than you think. And if you want to be successful the right way, the lasting way, the way that you don't have to look over your shoulder, the way that you don't have to wonder if someone's going to come get you. Because like if you go the, how would I say, the easy route, the route where you step on people, backstab people, get people to believe in you and trust in you, and then, what would I say? Get people to believe and trust in you and then turn around and like basically slap them in the face. You're always gonna be, you'll probably do the things you want to do and become successful, definitely, but you're always gonna be looking over your shoulder, wondering, okay, is that person gonna come for me? Is that person gonna send somebody to like mess up my business? Or even if someone good comes along, you're gonna question it because you're like, oh, I wonder, is that person really like good? The way you treat people, the way you treat people, do it the right way. Just peace of mind. I'm gonna tell you one thing. Money's great, success is great, nice things are great, but peace of mind, whew. when you can have peace of mind, when you can sleep at night knowing that you didn't stab everybody in the back to get to where you needed to get to, all because you couldn't wait, you weren't being patient and taking the time it takes to get there and working hard and being honest and all that stuff. I would much rather take my time and get to where I've gotten and know that at the end of the day, I can close my eyes. I don't have to sleep with one eye open. What makes he be called the Unchained CEO? Okay, so side note, the name The Unchained CEO, here's where I got it from. So 3 years ago, I got a really strong calling on my life to help inspire and motivate women to pursue their purpose, be the best version of themselves, be everything God created us to be. And I wasn't really sure on the name, but it came to me, and it basically means that I'm the Unchained CEO, you, the Unchained CEO of your life. You're unchaining yourself from societal, religious, familial, anything that is putting like chains and a weight on you that doesn't allow you to be your fullest, most authentic self. Sometimes we put some of these chains on ourselves, and it makes it very difficult to do the things you want to do with your life. Or maybe the way things have been done in your family, that's just how it is. And that chain is literally holding you back. And we're afraid to break away from it because it's not the norm. It's not what society tells us to do. It's not what our family has done. You know what I mean? So the unchained part is breaking away from anything that is not allowing you to fully grow into the best version of yourself, the version that God created you to be, the best part of you, right? And the way I look at it is, with plants, for example, when you put a plant in a flower pot or whatever, the plant will not grow bigger than the pot. The pot constricts it. So it's like yourself. You are a plant. You're a living, breathing, growing being, right? And if you're constantly in a small box, if you keep yourself in a small box, you will never grow bigger than that box. So unchaining yourself, getting away from the things that are keeping you in this little box, taking that away so that you can fully grow and be the fullest, best, amazing version of yourself. That's what the Unchained CEO is all about. That's where the name came from. Yes. Chain yourselves, yes. Okay, so patience. And the final one, the fourth one. I left this one for last because this is probably another one that you guys didn't think of. I'm here just like dropping stuff. Here it is. And this one is important for everything. Business, life, everything. What country are you from? I am from Canada. I was born and raised in Toronto, right here in Toronto. I grew up for 6 years, my high school years, my teens and early 20s. I grew up in Jamaica, and then I came back to Canada, and I've been here ever since. So I'm from Toronto originally. So the fourth thing, here it is, guys. Self-worth. Self-worth. Let me tell you something right now. I'm gonna look you dead in your eye, okay? If you don't believe that you deserve something, you will not get it. I don't care how hard you work. You will not ask for the things you don't believe you deserve. You will not work for the things you don't believe you deserve. You will not expect the things you don't believe you deserve. And you might say, I want it, but if deep down inside, subconsciously, you don't believe you deserve it, or you don't believe someone like you should have it, or should be it, self-worth. You need to raise that. So let me address the ladies first. Ladies, you are queens, okay? Queens. Especially as black women, okay? Queens. Queens. Remember that. I want you ladies to go, like, this weekend, watch movies, whether they're old or new ones, I don't care. Watch movies with queens. Probably some of them are like period pieces. They're really good, like these old school ones. Watch them. Okay? Look how the queen behaves. Okay? The queen expects certain things. She expects it. And what she wants, she asks for it. And when she asks for it, she expects that it's going to happen. She knows her worth. She knows her worth. And she's willing to do whatever she needs to do to have the things she wants and get the things she wants and be the person she needs to be and all that stuff. You are an amazing woman. Okay? All the women on this live that are watching this and anyone who watches this afterwards, you are amazing. I don't care where you're from. I don't care what anybody told you. I don't care if someone said something to you. I don't care what your history is, what your background is, what you've been through. You are amazing. You're beautiful, you're strong, you're confident, and you can do anything you set your mind to. Women are phenomenal. You guys don't even, we are phenomenal, amazing. So I need you to get your self-worth up. And the way you can start, simple things. Like, how would I say, what's the best one I could give you guys? Simple things, like the way you talk to yourself. No more of this. Don't let the words come out of your mouth. Don't even say it, okay? Don't even say it. Don't even say things like, I'm ugly, or I can't do that, or I'm stupid, or don't say any of that ever again. And if it comes out of your mouth, you quickly snap back and say, no, I'm not. I am beautiful, I am strong, I am intelligent, and any skill I need to learn, I can learn it. Have a growth mindset, not a fixed mindset. Research that. Growth mindset versus fixed mindset. Have a growth mindset. I can achieve anything I need to, anything I want to, and the beautiful thing is, all the things that you're trying to do, any desire that you have in your heart, God already placed everything you need right here for you to start doing it. You just have to have faith and move. Have faith and move. Have faith and move. Okay, ladies? Get your self-worth up. Do not talk to yourself. Do not talk down to yourself, because I'm telling you this. When you stop talking down to yourself, when someone else tries to talk down to you, you quickly nip that in the bud. It is very rare that people will say certain things to me. Because as soon as I even hear them about to utter certain things, I'm like, nope. I'm going to stop you right there. Because you cannot talk to me that way. Now, I don't have to be disrespectful to that person. I don't have to be rude. But I just kindly say, you know what? If that's the way you're going to choose to speak to me, we cannot talk anymore. And if they continue to talk that way to me, I walk away. I don't entertain that stuff. And you shouldn't entertain it either. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. It may take time. I understand. This is not something that just happens overnight, but start. Start with the little things. Talking to yourself, affirming all the things that I just said and more. You guys are amazing. Don't forget that. And then for you guys out there, you guys are kings, okay? Kings, remember this. No matter what the media tries to portray black men as or men as, you are kings. Do not put yourself in a box outside of that. You are kings. You always have been, you always will be. Don't let society and what you see on the news like tear you down. I know it's hard, but you're strong enough. You were built for it. So step up shoulders back, head up. And no matter what, I don't care what you do. I don't care if you're a janitor or you sweep, or if you have a job that to other people may seem demeaning or whatever. You hold your head up and remember that you aren't your job. Your job doesn't define who you are. It's a facet of what you currently do, but it's not who you are. Step up, be the king you are, and you talk to your, same like the ladies, you talk to yourself a certain way. So when people talk to you, like when you walk into a room, your energy, your confidence should walk in and people should want to pay attention. Like people should think to themselves, who's that? The way you carry yourself, the people you hang around with, the way you dress. I'm not saying that you have to be someone you're not. I'm not saying that, okay? So you don't have to put on a 3-piece suit to look the part. It's not about looking the part. I have days, I tell you this right now, I have days when I'm just literally wearing a sweater and some track pants and whatever. I don't have on any makeup, I'm not done up or whatever, but when I walk into a room, shoulders back, head up. I walk into it like I own it. And you're kings. You should be walking into rooms like you own the room. And it's not about being cocky, it's about being confident in who you are. And knowing your worth, because I'm telling you this right now, for both ladies and men, okay, for both of you out there, you're not going to go after the things you don't believe you deserve. If you think for 1 second that you don't deserve that nice place, or you don't deserve to live in that area, or someone like you couldn't do a job like that, or someone like you couldn't own that kind of business, you won't. It's like the saying, I don't know who says it, but they say, if you believe you can't, the man or woman who believes he can, and the man or woman who believes he can't are both right. You will not pursue anything you don't believe you deserve. If you have a certain goal in terms of your finances, how much money you want to make every year, you will not go after it if you don't believe that someone like you deserves to have that kind of money. So, work on your self-worth. One of the great ways to do this, look in the mirror and tell yourself the things that you're trying to do. And don't say things like, don't look in the mirror and say, I want such and such, or I have such, no. I want you to look in the mirror and say, I am. I am successful. I am confident. I am capable of doing the things that I want to do. I am capable of achieving all of my goals. I am, and then whatever. Say it to yourself until you start believing it. So I don't care how much you have to say it, because I'm telling you guys, I wasn't always like this. I didn't believe that someone like me could do certain things. When I was younger, I was shy. I had to get out of my little box. I'm the youngest of 5 kids. I grew up in like a really big household. I didn't think I could make a difference. I didn't think anyone would notice me, because there's just so many of us. Like, who's gonna notice? I had to get out of that thinking. It's not about that. It's true that besides a successful man, there is a woman. I think that it's a beautiful thing when 2 people can come together and be partners in life. If they decide to build business together, if they decide to do great things together, that's awesome. So if you find a good woman who is pushing you, motivating you, encouraging you, appreciating you, hold on to that. And same thing for you ladies. If you find a man like that, hold on to that, because this is off topic, but understand something. A good woman, a good man is going to challenge you. And I don't mean challenge in like bring drama and all that. No, I'm not talking about that. I mean he or she is gonna see your potential and is gonna push you towards it. And it's gonna be annoying sometimes, because there are gonna be times when you just wanna chill, sit on the couch, and you're being lazy, you're procrastinating, and this person's gonna walk up to you and say, hey, didn't you say you wanted to XYZ? Why aren't you doing that? Come on, you got this, you can do this, let me help you, or whatever. A good woman, someone who really cares about you and wants to see you do well, it's not gonna be all roses and laughter and hanging out and everybody's all happy. It's not gonna be like that all the time. She's gonna challenge you. He's gonna challenge you. And that challenge, because it's like pressure. Pressure builds resilience. Diamonds started off as coals. You put pressure on it, boom. You're a diamond in the rough. And the right person in your life will put the right kind of pressure on you so that you can flourish and become the best version of yourself. So just remember that. So self-worth, work on that, guys. All right, we are coming up to the end of this live, so let's recap. So the 4 things that you need to work on so that 2020 can be the best year yet. Gratitude, be more grateful. We need to stop complaining about everything we don't have and look around and appreciate everything that we do have. You will not be blessed with more if you don't appreciate what you currently have, okay? 2, learn to overcome your fears. Some of your fears are holding you back. And if you want to progress and see your achievements and see your projects and your ideas come to life, you have to start stepping out of your comfort zone. Stepping outside of your comfort zone and combating some of these fears, okay? 3, patience. Most things take longer than you think, guys. Be willing to wait and work. Be willing to wait and work. It's like they say, this is not a sprint, it's a marathon, okay? It's a marathon. Pace yourselves. Be grateful that you are still alive. Every day that you're able to wake up and do the things you want to do is a day you should be grateful. Grateful for. Okay? And 4th, self-worth. You are kings and queens. And even if people don't treat you like that, you treat you like that, because eventually everybody will fall in line. And the people that don't want to treat you right, they gotta go. See ya. You gotta go. Because we're not gonna be treated anything less than who we are, what we are, the great, amazing beings that we were created to be in 2020. We're kings and queens, and we're expecting. That's our standard from now on. You need to expect it. Treat yourself that way and expect people to treat you the same way. And if they don't want to, that's fine, because you can't control people. You will just excuse yourself. Let them be. Okay, guys? Any last questions, guys? I'm gonna answer a few more questions and I gotta go, because girls gotta work. While anyone's thinking of a question they want to ask, thank you guys so much for coming on the live. I know it's a Friday. Some of you might be at work. Some of you, this may not have worked out for as good as like coming on Saturdays. I will be back on Saturdays. It's just this week and next week I have a conflict, so I can't come on Saturday. So I'll see you again next week, Friday, okay? Same time, James Jono. Yes. Okay, so I don't see any questions coming in. Oh, wait. God bless you, my dear, and thank you very much for this wonderful evening. You are so welcome. Thank you. Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you so much for staying around with me. It was so great chatting with you all. And remember, if a question or anything comes to your mind after the live, you can put it in the chat or comment it. Later on, I will go through all the comments, and if I can respond to some of them, I will. If I feel like it's better to do an actual video, then I will address it in the next live for you guys, okay? So, Have a great evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you guys are watching this. Have an amazing weekend. Try to implement some of either one or at least some of these tips this weekend, okay? The key to progress, okay? The key to becoming the success you want to become, you have to take action. So don't just come on these lives, hear this stuff, agree with it, and don't actually do anything. Make a point to say, okay, this weekend I'm going to start doing that, or today I'm going to start doing that. Start. Because forward movement, we need to be moving forward. We need to be progressing, okay? That's what I want to see, progressing. All right, guys, have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next live. Take care. Bye.